Hello and welcome to another edition of the MCDFNL Footy Show, looking ahead to the next big week in MCDFNL Footy. My name is Yeendy, always pumped to be with you, and I'm here with Shane Anwell, the Operations Manager. Mate, what a weekend we've just seen. We've got another big one coming up.
Yeah, certainly some great results last weekend. This weekend, I'm sure there's going to be some games just as good.
Yeah, but we've certainly, when we talk about the ladder positions being quite tight, we've got 3 teams on 4 wins and 5 losses from 8th to 10th. So we're starting to see the competition open up a little bit now, but now that 8th position becomes crucial.
Yeah, that's right. As you said, that little bottleneck there, 8th position, I think the top 10 teams have made a little break there from the bottom of the ladder. So it's starting to filter out as we head into the last half of the season, and all these results, like all of them, are going to be important.
And the beauty about the closest of the competition as well is that teams, even the team in 8th position, they're still not too far away from those who are sitting in 4th position. Like, that is how close it is.
Yeah, that's right. I think there's only one game in percentage between all of them through that 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 10 to 8th.
Simply turning out to be a sensational season. As we look to a game that won't have an impact on the top 8 this week, we've got 13th place Malden taking on 11th place Avoca. How do you see this one going, mate?
I see Avoca coming away with the win on Saturday. Poor old Malden struggled through this year. I think they'll continue on Saturday. Avoca came off a good win last week, and they'll continue forward with it this week.
And who knows, for Avoca, if they can get a few more W's on the board, they've got a confident draw in the last couple of weeks. So who knows, they can make a late run for it. It's probably unlikely, but to kick 19 goals on the weekend against Denali, if they can maybe get another 20-goal effort this week and just get used to kicking goals, who knows what can happen.
Yeah, well, that's true. They've just got to keep winning, and they can't afford to be dropping any.
Correct. As we look at a team that is battling for a place in the top 8, we'll talk about that bottleneck. We've got Newstead in 9th position. They are playing away to Carisbrook, who are on top of the ladder. Lost their first game last weekend. Geez, you'd love to be a Carisbrook fan at this point, just wanting to bounce back from that loss.
Yeah, most definitely. Carisbrook won't lose 2 in a row. I don't know that they've done that very often, to be honest. Newstead, they're one of those teams that are fighting for the bottom half of the finals later in the year. But as I said, Carisbrook, they won't lose 2 in a row, and they should have a pretty comfortable win. Shame
for Newstead, who are looking to try and get a valuable win on the board to try and maybe jump into the top 8, and we'll start to see some of the results make life a little bit difficult. They've had to face another team that weren't as hungry. Well, things could have been different as Denali, 14th position they're sitting in. They take on Royal Park in 7th position. Opposite ends of the ladder, Royal Park looking to consolidate their place in the top 8.
Yeah, they are, and they had a comfortable win last week. I think they'll certainly have a comfortable win this week. Quite possibly quite a big score, I think, unfortunately, for Denali, but Royal Park certainly with the easy win there.
Yeah, that's right. They had a good win, Royal Park over Newstead last week, and a really good game between the two, and so that's certainly pushed them well and truly into the top 8. Another big game, I think, will be closer on paper, is Lexington in 8th and fighting for that spot in the top 8, and we've got Trentham in 5th.
Yeah, look, I think this is one or two of the highlight games of the round. Lexington last week, they had a good win. Trentham had that terrific win over Natty Bielaba by 2 points, so they're going to be pretty confident after that. I think, though, Trentham just a little bit more class. I'll get over the line over Lexington.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That win over Natty Bielaba, spirit lifting, and probably one of the best wins the club has had in quite some time. Another big game, Natty Bielaba. Coming off the loss to the hands of the Saints, they take on the Maryborough Rovers, who had a really big win over Malden last weekend.
Yeah, that's right, and much along the same lines as Carisbrook we spoke about just earlier. I don't think Natty Bielaba are going to lose 2 in a row. They'll certainly bounce back, and they'll have, I would say, they'll have a good win over the Rovers. I don't know it'll be an easy or a comfortable win, but they'll get over there.
Yeah, like I said, I'm with you. I can see the Rovers pushing them, but I reckon maybe 3 to 4 goals would be a handy margin. Navarre in 2nd position, Campbell's Creek in 12th. Navarre doing all the right things.
Yeah, doing all the right things, going about their business, sitting along pretty happily in 2nd at the moment, I think. Campbell's Creek at the other end, probably the other end of the scale as well, and Navarre for the easy win.
Yeah, Navarre's quite an interesting one too, mate, because I think a lot of the spotlight has probably been put on Carisbrook and Natty Bialba, who have set the pace earlier on the season. Do you think Navarre have sort of slipped under the radar just a little bit? Or?
Yeah, I think they have. I think you're right there. They had that loss to Carisbrook in the grand final rematch earlier in the year, and Natty Bialba certainly flew out of the blocks and they were flying along. And Navarre, I say it quite a lot, and I think it's apt to them. They're just going about their business, and they'll certainly shake things up at the end of the year. You'll know they're playing.
Yeah, exactly right there, mate. The last game we will have a look at, it's Talbot in 10th at home to Harcourt in 4th. Harcourt had the biggest win of the year to date with that win over Carisbrook.
Yeah, it was. It was a terrific win, and not one that I don't think many would have tipped. I think a lot of people went for Carisbrook, but well done to Harcourt, and they'll keep it up, and I think they'll have quite an easy win over Talbot.
Yeah, Talbot, they've just come off the back of a big loss to Navarre, so they'll be feeling a little bit underconfident, but they're hitting a team that's going at full stride at the moment, so Harcourt to get the job done there. Shano, thanks so much for joining us here on this week's edition of the show. We look forward to catching up with you next week after a cracking round of MCDFNL Footy.
Pleasure as always.